Hello, welcome to another edition of Around Town. I'm your host, Larry Crippen. Welcome along to a program where we're going to find out a lot about what's going on in Precinct 2 in Walker County. Indeed, we have the Commissioner for Precinct 2 as our guest, Ronnie White. Welcome to the program, Ronnie.
Thanks, Larry, for having me in.
It's good to have you here. What areas does your precinct cover?
We cover everything kind of west of the freeway. We catch Highway 30 all the way to the county line. We catch 1696 on one side of the road all the way to the county line. We catch Elkins Lake. We catch Grand Ranch down kind of south on one side of the road all the way down south to Grand Ranch. So it's pretty well west of the freeway.
Fill us in on what this year's budget is covering that's new and what's needed that the budget didn't cover.
Well, as always, we never have enough money, as you know. You sit through some of our budget hearings, and the new stuff coming in, we got lots of things going on, like the Riverside area. We basically are funding an ambulance out there. That's new, added to our budget this year. We built that in the tax rate. We have many things that don't get funded. We had people asking for additional help. I think in Diana's office, we was not able to fund some of those employees that she needs. So it's been a difficult budget to try to get through this year and keep the tax rate to where we can actually manage it with the people not having to pay too much money in taxes.
And road and bridge is an important part of what commissioners take care of. Has the cost of road materials stabilized somewhat, or are they still on the rise?
They have stabilized some. I'm not going to say they're permanent stable because, we do have rising in cost quite often, but since, I guess, the last year, they have kind of calmed down some. They got kind of hard to get after the spring rains. Everybody needed the material the same as we did, so we had a problem getting material for a while. But to be direct with your question, they have stabilized some.
I understand the county got some funds for roads this year. How much has it helped out? Will you be getting more funds this year?
Well, we add a little bit into our road and budget, every budget, if we possibly can. This year, I think we might have added like $50,000 or $60,000 per precinct, which sometimes that doesn't even cover the cost of inflation. But we do the best we can with the money that we actually get, and, we try to keep our taxpayers in mind and do the best we can with their money.
And commissioners at the most recent session talked about a process on projects being submitted for new grants. Can you tell us about that, and what kind of grants does the county hope to get?
That's a pretty good sized pot of money. I think Walker County probably has availability of maybe 20-something million if we do get it. It's going to be pretty competitive with the counties applying for it. I can tell you in Precinct 2, I have put together a list of about 5 miles of road to be improved, and that would be about $5 million worth of that grant if we can get it, and I think some of the other commissioners are probably doing the same thing. Precinct 4, I believe Brandon has got a list of things that the fire departments are in need for. Maybe we can support them and help them also.
You guys talk about this, the lag time on getting sheriff's vehicles. What is that right now?
It's kind of let up a little bit. For a while, we had lots of problems getting the vehicles. We'd order them one budget, and they wouldn't even be in the next budget when we started. That's kind of catching up. I think 2020 kind of offset to where we had lots of issues getting vehicles because of the labor force was shut down for whatever amount of time that they got shut down during 2020. But it appears to be getting better. I think the sheriff's kind of caught up on all the vehicles that he's got ordered, and he may have some new ones in this budget, but all the previous budgets have been filled.
I understand they're going to have some pickups now.
I have seen some of the pickups around. The specialty folks, drive them, not really the patrol officers so much. I did see the county officer that deals with cattle. I believe he's got one. I've seen some of the detectives in them, and they probably need them for what they do. But, like I say, they have gone to some of them, but most of them are still Tahoes.
We always check in on the jail when you're here. I understand the jail got a new medical correction officer.
They did. It's really a position that they filled with internally. It wasn't adding a new position. They had an LVN, I think, opening that they could not fill, and they had someone internally that could fill it with, I think, EMT certifications or different certifications. So they transferred those into the jail, from the jail, into that position, and they kept the other position. They didn't lose a position. We just made a transfer internally.
Here's a kind of a broad question. How do you see the growth affecting the county during the next 10 years? Can you project out that much?
I would say in the next 10 years it's going to kick our butt. So, the reality, we got the plan for it, Larry. I mean, we have been planning for it. We've made lots of changes within the county on our subdivision policies so that will we get ahead of it? I don't know if we'll ever get ahead of fast of the growth's coming, but we're going to do the best we can to manage it and make it where it's nice for Walker County.
And if you see them replacing county signs as you drive around, they're going to metal, right?
We're going to metal. Precinct 1's been metal for many years. I think Bill Doggett's precinct also went metal recently. So that put half the county already there. So we made the decision in court to go all metal throughout the county on our signs. So that would be taking place pretty well immediately. Probably when we run out of the core plastic, we go through all of that. We'll go start putting the metal signs up. But, of course, it'll just give them a metal sign to steal instead of a core plastic sign.
Well, Precinct 2 Commissioner Ronnie White, thanks for being our guest.
Thanks, Larry, for having me.